Seems to have some silence here at the track at the moment. I don't know why. Perhaps Mr. Goddard's fallen asleep, or potentially, we don't know. But we're waiting to see who is here. Well, let's go back from the back and go forward from that. So, like I say, the aforementioned Mr. Moody is he starts as superstar, obviously superstar, silver roof elect, former gold roof, 101 Kelvin Marshall, and then 886. That's Chris Bradley on the comeback trail. Front of him, 854.
Just to update you on the F2 consolation, we mentioned earlier that 817 Bailey had been got 6 places. Well, it's transpired that he'd already qualified for the final from his heat and he shouldn't have been in the race in the first place, so we've taken out of that result. And we end up with only 9 finishes to the F2 consolation. So 817 Bailey, who finished last in that F2 consolation after he'd been docked 6 places for overtaking 3 cars under yellow flags, is now removed from the result because he shouldn't have been in the race in the first place because he'd already qualified for the final through his heat.
I told you
this week you can use the academy every year.
They're not too sure they come out. But there was 2 or 3 cars.
Ready for the F2 final then, Mike Leake and Rich Jones on the front row.
So, shambles as usual. And an Inca race in your face. Matt Linfield is the front yellow top, we can see here. He won this race, very race last year.
Radders, Elgin Marshall, Adam Rubery, Steve Gilbertson there, John Palmer, Peter Bartram's car, Stuart Kelly from Crumham.
So, drivers from the far north to the far south.
The far south, it's great to have Stuart here. Travelling efforts. Well, we'll see what the F2's got the consolation, the craziest race I've seen.
So, let's have a look at the grid then for this. The Formula 2 final. Last F2 final of the season 2016 on the tarmac. 661, Mike Heath. 539, Rich Jones. 460, Matt Weston. Matt Linfield in 464. Blair Anderson 850. 53, Phil Mann. Back to the blues. We're going to rattle through these because the pace car's spinning up. 299, 242, 828, 575, 817, 132, 83, 794, 846, and 578. Back to stars, 154 and 339. Away we go. Brilliant start there for Chris Bradbury. Pace car rolls up and away we go. The doors leader then is Mike Keith in 661. First the Allison show, Matt Linfield in 464. First the blues, 665 in 299. And Moody Auding turning up the wick. This Phil Mann goes around the Mont Blanc. 661 your leader. French trying to put the bumper in on Moody. But it's 661, 464, 8540. First the blues to show after that is 299, but Cy Haraway at 83. 4-star running. John Palmer turning in the mix as well. As out goes Ashley England and John Palmer and Michael Green. Moody to get right up back on time, so the British having none of it. Just precise motor time. We're about to change the lead, about to change 661 and 464, battling it out. Wrench all over the back bumper of Moody, a bit further back with the leader. Now, still 661, Mike Heath. 464, Martin Linfield in second. 83, Cy Haraway. A fair way back to the rest of them. Luke Wrench just sitting there ready to bounce. Shouldn't there be a problem? But Linfield leads from Heath, Haraway, Smith, Moody, Anderson and Wrench. Really turning up the wick once more. 661. 83 and 7 as Haraway It's moved wide by Moody. The ex-James Rigo TLF. Round goes Albert Smith. Linfield, Moody, Haraway, Wrench. With the daylight between them now, Moody was right on the back of the boat. Take a yellow flag or something here to make this race exciting as it's half race distance. Linfield on Moody, and Moody takes over the lead. 560, Liv Wrench is in third, 83 Siren Ray fourth. It's Moody, Linfield, Wrench now all over the back of Linfield car, takes over second place. Si Haraway looking on the back bumper for third, takes over the third place from Matt Linfield. Steve Smith in 299 in second, third, fourth even. But no doubt about your leader. Making it look very easy here tonight. Gordon Moody in number 7. Luke Wrench also making it very easy as well in 560. Well, what should be an unprecedented 44th final of the season. It's Moody with 5 to go. Wrench turning up the wind, but it's a bit too little too late. He had the gap. This will go quite to it. But Moody, Wrench, Haraway, Smith, Marshall, Kenny, Linfield, Gilbert, Dawson. 3 to go. Moody looking imperious. Wrench, having played bridesmaid over Ville. No doubt about it. 2 to go. For Moody. Wrench gets all of it wrong. Haraway up the third. Going Marshall now with just the 1 lap remaining. All eyes on the back straight though. Winner of the last 2 final of the year. Gordon Moody. .560. Luke Wrench in second. Going Marshall takes third. And an impressive race for Gordon. Proof that doesn't need the jumper start to win races. And I must have jumped the start on that one because I had a mouthful of Haribo. There we go, ladies and gents. Yes, so Gordon Moody won that, but that was not the end of that particular story. In the post-race presentations, it was the dream team of Goddard and Linfield for this particular meeting, with Dave in the box where he belongs and Steve out in the middle, Linfield and the infield. And it was 1, 2, 3 time interviews with Moody, Wrench, and I think it was, I can't remember, it was third. It'll come to me in a minute, I can't remember. But yes, certainly with Luke. With Luke there, basically Gordon started mumbling and then walked off. And then Steve Linfield, the normally mild-mannered Steve Linfield, let the rage come. Called Moody pathetic, and there was words exchanged. It was like Speaky and Moody all over again. Aggressive pointing and things like that, but I have a microphone and you will listen to everything I say, is the kind of thing. But fair play to Steve. It was the kind of petulant behaviour which was not befitting of a driver of Gordon's ability and skill. He needs to lose that before he loses more face. Oh dear. But yes. So yes, a bit of handbags and a bit of this and for everybody else. But interesting to say, as I mentioned in commentary, 44 final wins this year for Mr. Moody. Of which, that was only the 4th he had to qualify for. Interesting that, isn't it? 44 and only 4 had to be qualified. Those 4 were Taunton Benevolent Fund final, which he won. It was the Benevolent the night before the Benevolent Fund, the meeting final on the Saturday night. The Saturday night final at Skegness Speed Weekend. The Skeggy qualifier final, and that meeting you just had, Birmingham Wheels shootout. That's the only 4 finals he's had to qualify to win. Interesting thought. There you go. Dave Polly, on the other hand, has had more than that. I will just point that out to you. Yeah, those there. I'm not saying anything on this regard to that. It's no disrespect to Gordon, but that is the kind of season he's had. He may have won 44 finals, but to put it into context, only 4 of those he's had to qualify for. So I'm not reviewing it, but just put it into context, because this is the situation that we've got. I mean, if you look at what Batten had to do back in the day, he had to qualify for all those finals. So when Gordon finally hits 462, which will be some point next year, at the rate he's winning finals, because he won 400 this year, so I think it may well be some point at this point next year, if he's still going. Because he was one of the dissenting voices in regarding the restrictor plate, and I think personally it is for that we do this. No sport, no one driver is bigger than the sport. We've learnt that on numerous occasions. And, gents, if you don't like the fact that your engine's going to be restricted back, then you've got to up your game, haven't you? It's not down to us that things like that. We've got to have a level playing field. We've got to bring it back to basics. We've got to get the numbers up. Because if the numbers don't go up, promoters are going to go, why am I putting on these? They only give me 10 cars. You lose tracks. When you lose tracks, it's hard to get them back. So, ladies and gents, it's for that this restrictor plate is coming in. A Z-Tech engine, as we know, can be picked up for 150 quid from a scrapyard. The bits that go for it make it to about £11.50. Take the bits off that, put it on another scrappy engine. All the details there, it's all sealed, everything's done. It's less components that can be, tampered with. You can't tamper it on the ECU, you can't tamper it on the thing, because they're all supplied. If there is seen to be any tampering, or you think that engine's better than the others, put your 950 quid down, lads, and I'll have that engine. I'll see you later. If you're going to do that, carry on. Do it. But I'm going to say this now. It's got to be done for, we've got to think about the bigger picture. It's all very well, short term. At the end of the day, we had the same situation 22 years ago, where the 1300 was the expensive engine, the Pinto was the cheaper one. The Pinto was more resilient, didn't have to rev as much, more gearing options, those kind of things. And then they decided, well, no one's really taking it on, so we're going to restrict them back. And that's what they did, restricted the choke back to 34mm, then back to 32mm. And then they're going to say, we've done it a bit too far, so we brought it back to 34mm. And then, the parity was there. It won't be right first time. That's why they got to do the testing. That's why they got to put the restrictor plates in. But whatever engine they choose, they've got to have parity. So whether that's Duratec, C-Tech, or the Pinto, it's got to have parity. They've got to have fairness all round. And for years, and for the last couple of years, the Pinto's power has gone exponentially different to the Z-Tech. Now, the Z-Tech is the next engine. We know that. It's been